Time now for the voice of the land on the Big Play Network with your hosts, Kevin Arnold and Always Positive Jay.
Being a fan, Saturdays, Scarlet and Gray doing their job, being in contention for the playoffs, Big Ten championships, national championships. That's the standard at Ohio State, right?
Exactly.
That's what you get all these 5-star, 4-star recruits for, right? That's why you're more talented than the state up north, right? Oh my goodness! I hate to fan right now. I just said before the break that we try to take the fan out of things.
This is a different game. This is the game.
This is the game. You don't... Okay, they got one on you last year and they got it at home. They haven't won in Columbus since, what, 2000? Or
2000.
2000,
yeah.
You don't lose back-to-back games. Like, that is a fireable offense. I don't mean to call for people's jobs. Like, I don't want to see people lose their jobs. And if Ryan Day is brought back, I'm not going to be upset. I'm not going to bang the table for him to lose his job. But I'm not going to be upset if they fire him. Because that's what that game, the game, means. And, Jay, I know that you saw it coming. And in a sense, I did too. But to get run out of your own stadium, especially in the second half.
It still hurts, and it still bothers me.
You didn't make any adjustments. You got run all over the field by backup running backs with casts on their hand, a quarterback who's throwing absolute ducks. And when I tell you absolute ducks, once you give a quarterback that can do that, you give him confidence, and guys are running wide open. The biggest question mark has been the defensive backfield this whole year, and somehow a running team is the team that finally exposed how bad that defensive backfield for the Buckeyes really was. Jim Knowles, you were brought in to change this. You got run out of the place even worse than they did last year in the stupid Big House.
It was bad.
I cannot stand that team up north. I absolutely hate them, just like I hate Pittsburgh. And I don't care if they're fans. Yes, you get a chance to gloat, and we've won back-to-back years. You guys aren't going to win against us. Like, you guys deserve all that. You get all that. You earned all that. But I still hate your team. I still hate you, the fan side. You might be a good person, and I'm sure I can have great conversations with you. But I still hate your team.
Like, Kevin, my dad's whole side of his family is from Michigan. They're either state fans or Michigan fans. You think I'm answering any of their calls upcoming now? I'm like, I'll wait a few more weeks till I answer that one.
I have a lot of coworkers that are up in Michigan. Every single one of them is a Michigan State fan, and they root for Ohio State against Michigan. They're the first ones I see on social media going OH on there. So, I did want to make one quick correction. Gugland I was right the first time. 395 yards.
Rushing or
Him.
Total?
That's insane.
363 rushing. Wow. 32. He had one catch for 32 yards.
Bro.
The
Ohio State could use him against
the
Michigan.
other team had a total of 222 yards total offense. Yeah.
Well,
insane.
And totally different levels, but that Kirtland is a team, and even that team up north is a team that knows their identity. They get physical. They play football the way it's supposed to be played in this area of the country, and they get the job done.
Here's a question for you. Is John Harbaugh a better coach than Ryan Day?
Well, I mean, John Harbaugh's in the NFL. So
I'm sorry.
Jim
Harbaugh.
I didn't think he was. He was about to be run out of there. And they gave him an extension, and people didn't know why.
We were all excited. We were all happy, and now it's like...
Didn't they... I could have sworn they said during the game that he called his brother about this game. So maybe we were actually playing against John Harbaugh. I don't know.
And they're playing these... They're allowing... Ohio State's allowing them to play mind games with them. Because Ryan Day said going into the 2020 season where that game didn't actually get played because of COVID, and we thought they were trying to skirt around us, that team up north was, because of COVID issues and not have to play us and not have to take another loss. Ryan Day said, we're going to put up 100 on them. Well, since he has said that, I don't know, Jim Harbaugh has figured out how to freaking coach again. and outsmart you and outwork you, out scheme you, out adjust you in these games, and running you out of your own place. You had to win that game every single, like, when people call Ohio State fans Buckeye honks, they are talking about the people that are blindly looking at this and saying, oh, we might be just outside, but we can still get in the playoff. You don't deserve to be in the national championship playoff. I am sorry.
They'd get run out, I think. I don't think they could beat anyone in there right now, honestly.
no,
Here's the
because-
thing is I don't think Michigan, I mean, look what happened last year. Michigan won the Big Ten championship, and then they got just obliterated.
TCU will beat us.
Oh.
I think TCU would beat us. Michigan clearly beat us.
Obviously, if you look at our backfield, now, and I
Yeah.
mean, don't forget, our starting running backs were out. Jackson Smith and Jigba's been out like all season, and you did hear, Blake Corum played a couple series and then he was out, so
And
they
then
didn't
their other
have,
running back was
but
like a broken hand.
But our backfield
It's terrible.
was terrible. Well, Tommy Eichenberg has 2 broken hands,
I
whatever.
The best part of that game was hearing that dude's nickname, Tommy Two Thumbs. I was
Tommy
like, that
Two
is
Thumbs.
great. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, as aggravated as I was, I'm like, all right.
But
that
I
was a
mean,
good
yeah,
one.
I think the problem was there were adjustments at halftime. They adjusted the defense to do better on the pass, and so what did they do? They just ran the ball right up the middle. I mean, there were 2 huge runs for touchdowns.
There were
in
like
the second half.
There were
It's
5
nuts.
or 6 plays that were 45 yards or more that they scored on.
Ridiculous.
That should not happen. That does not happen. And this team,
The season's over.
season is over. You're going to a meaningless bowl game, even if it's a New Year's Six.
See, I
bowl.
won't even watch it. I honestly, God, won't. I can't
if it-
stand watching these bowl games when they mean absolutely nothing to me.
That's it.
anymore.
I'll watch them. I still like the
Nope.
bowl games.
I won't watch even the
Like-
Ohio State one.
I am so afraid that Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to sit out his junior season because of stuff like this. And recruits aren't going to come here. They're going to start going over the border because they're starting to turn the tide. You had a chance to make this a rivalry. Go back and forth. Home game and home game. I know Ohio State wasn't going to win all of them. But it's one thing to have that happen on the road when the crowd noise is against you. You had C.J. Stroud just coming into his first year as a starter. It's one thing to have that. They got off the schneid. They finally got a win, and it was at home. But to have it be done worse in the shoe, that is absolutely unacceptable. And you can talk about talent, you can talk about scheme, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. The thing that upsets me the most, being the reason why they lost that game, what Ohio State didn't have basically all year, and as I look back on it, they didn't really have it most of the year. They just kind of won on talent. They didn't have heart. That game is supposed to mean something. It means something to them. Make it mean something to you.
It was what former players said that. It was just what you just said. They tweeted out and they're like, this game was, the importance of this game is literally preached every single day to them. They used to be. I don't know what Ryan Day does. If he does or doesn't.
He
but
says
it was literally after every play, and then Tressel would have 15 minutes that they practiced for Michigan. They did their all practice, whatever, and then they're like, all right, 15 minutes, we're practicing for Michigan.
And Ryan Day's saying the right things, like you work all year for this game. Like we worked this game, we worked the game all year.
Ryan Cooper?
Yeah.
I was waiting for the memes. I'm going to tell my grandkids that this is John Cooper
I've
and then show a
seen-
picture of Ryan Day.
Well, I saw
I was going to do it, and I'm like, nah, I don't care.
I saw Chris McNeil from the Reflog Show and at Reflog on Twitter _18, I think, on Twitter. He had like a Scooby Doo meme.
Yeah.
And it was Fred. And
I saw that one
It's
floating
Ryan
around.
Day. They pull off the mask and it's actually John Cooper. Like, it's.
Can we also not bring up let's bring back Urban Meyer? Like, he's not
there's-
coming back, guys. I'm sorry. That ship has sailed.
Yeah, there's. You talk about questionable things, questionable things going on.
And
Jim
then
Tressel
I've
did
seen-
well against Michigan.
I've seen Deion Sanders now photoshopped into Buckeyes coaching gear.
Maurice Claret was tweeting out yesterday. He wants to put in his application for the defensive coordinator, or he's going to go to campus every single day until they hire him onto the staff somehow. Like, former players, even a guy that only played 1 year, knows what that game means.
I need to get him on this show.
And it doesn't look like this team actually cared about it because you got so comfortable that you beat them all the time that you lost what this game actually means to so many people. I know if you start listening to the fans, you sit with them. There are exceptions to every rule.
To what you said, why? Go back and think about how that 2002, how they played. That team played with heart. This team just did not. You were dead on with that one.